Right now we are playing, we got the HB varsity girls are playing West Windsor from Plainsboro, New Jersey. At this point the score is 2-0 in favor of HB. They're after a brief huddle. They're lining up for their serve, what they call a pull. It's the long throw from the end zone to as far as they can make it. Playing here at Long Bridge Park on Saturday, April 2nd. For those that are new to Ultimate, what you're going to be doing is they'll be pulling a long disc, what they call a pull. They'll be throwing it as far as they can. 70 yards is the length of the field, with another 25 on either end for the end zone. And there's the throw. So anytime they don't make the catch, it's a turnover, it becomes the other team. What you see back here are handlers. 3 people back here, and what they're trying to do is get out these ladies, the cutters. I'm going to watch. Interception, that's beautiful. Nicely done. And the catch, it's good. Goes to Agnes, one of the team captains. Caught. And not quite in the end zone. And still not in the end zone. They're actually stopping the moment to decide if it was in or not. It is not, so they're going to continue playing. And that's a point. HB getting ready to pull. Interception, nicely done.
On your toes, on your toes, on your toes.
HB in white.
Around, around, around.
Girls seem to be making really good use of the width of the field, which is awesome. Wind Dragons. The girls are playing Wind Dragons. Here they are. You got your 3 handlers in the back. Got a shortcut.
Give her a dump.
Completed pass, that's beautiful. She's got somebody open. Oh, not quite there. Turnover. HB picks up the disc. You can see back here, you got 3 in the back for your handlers. They're going to stay around and try and stay open for a dump. Players have 10 seconds. They got a 10 count while they have the disc before they need to release it. It's up to the defense to actually make that count. So as this young lady comes up, she's going to be counting 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, boom. And as she starts to get pressure, then she goes for a dump pass, a short pass, because she can't get anybody open.
Right.
You got somebody open down here. Oh! Nice interception. Good D. Good D. Wide open. She's not getting throws. There's nice. She is open. Oh, a little bit long on the throw. Good effort. She's laying herself out for that throw. Unfortunately, didn't work for her. Disc up, that is when it's out of bounds or it's in the end zone like that, you can't play it from there. So they walk it up and bring in play. See, there's 3 handlers in the back. Those are 3 who are typically better with their throwing, and they're looking for what they call the cutters, or the 4 out trying to get themselves open for a pass. The way ultimate frisbee is played, you cannot run when you have the disc, so you need to advance the disc with passes, which means that if there is an interception or if it's batted away, no complete pass, it's a turnover. They're tightening up their defense. The Wind Dragons are. Looks like they've set up a vertical stack, which is common when you're near the end zone. And they scored. West Windsor Wind Dragons 1. HB Varsity Girls 4. Handling along with Agnes. Kirsten's got the disc right now. Nice toss to Caroline Tornquist. Nice catch. Comes the throw. Point for Wind Dragons. Score is now 6-2. HB Varsity Girls Cheer and Dance Squad. The pole goes out of bounds, they play it from there, they walk it out.
Apex, watch your right. Watch your right. Closer. Cheer back up. Crash, come on. Got to be there.
Ella, go out. Ella, push out.
Crash.
Ella, push out.
Run. Crash. Let's go.
Good D. Another turnover. So a foul was called. You'll notice if you look around the field, you'll see there are no referees, and that is the way Frisbee is played. That probably would have been a foul. She's a little too close on that. Oh! Frisbee's ruled by. Oh, here comes the plane. Signaling that they're ready. Woodside's playing a zone defense right now. They got the cup set up. You notice three girls are right on the girl with the disc. It can be really hard to get out of the cup. So they go for the dump pass. Dump to Agnes.
Sunshine.
Nice catch. There we go. We got a point. After 3 unanswered points, HB is on the board again.
anything Ultimate Team Club or cheers? You'll hear cheers everywhere you go.
They're loud.
Looks like Woodside is pulling off to HB. Maddie fields the disc. She gets it upfield. You see that HB is spread out down the field. Woodside has implemented a zone defense. So their goal as a zone defense is to push the disc to one side of the field. You can see they're crowding around the disc. And the goal for HB is to try to break through what's called a cup. The cup are the players directly around the disc. Right now, the cup is doing very well, making it really, really tough for Maddie to get it across the field. She gets it over and top. That's a great way to break that cup.
She's not very tall. She can't go over the top very easily.
It's not an easy thing, no. Yeah. But the more you can do to get it over top and through the cup, the better off you're going to be. It looks like they just broke the Woodside cup. And so now they're a lot close to the end zone. They only have a few yards left to go here. Oh.
So she had stepped back a step or two, she would have been in to catch that.
So, but she got the disc around the end zone line. Looks like now Woodside has returned to a man defense. And Maddie makes an upline cut for an easy score. And so now what happens?
So this used to be a backyard game, right?
It did a long time ago, yeah. Backyard game, but then grew pretty rapidly, especially so in the past 10 years, it's grown exponentially. It's amazing the number of players from a middle school and high school level that have just shot up out of everywhere across the country. When I was in high school in the early 2000s, there wasn't as much. You had schools across the country that had it, but it was pretty rare. Now you have hundreds of high schools across the country with teams. Middle schools are learning to get involved as well. You have camps. You have Nike Ultimate camps, which are getting involved as well, that have started doing Ultimate camps associated with them. That's been great. And then you have professional leagues popping up as well. You have the American Ultimate Disc League, and then my league, which is the Major League Ultimate. And teams across the country, and we get paid to play, and it's just really, really a very, very blossoming sport. Now we have another plane.
I don't think we mentioned who you play for.
Yeah, I'll explain that once the plane's gone. Yeah, let's show that going, get that going, get the little hat and the picture there. But yeah, so I play for the DC Current, which is part of the Major League Ultimate, and there are 8 teams in the league on the West Coast and East Coast, and so we have a 10-game season, playoffs and championship game. DC won the league in 2014, and so we are looking to bounce back from a rough last year into the team. It looks like the pull's off again. HB pulls it to Woodside.
And she didn't catch that.
She lets it drop.
That's okay. Yep.
Yep. You don't have to catch the pull, the throw off. Oh, and it's like a turnover. If a player does not catch the disc, it hits the ground. It's a turnover. You can either intercept it for a turnover or just hit it to the ground. Then the other team gets the disc.
And that disc is just like a backyard disc, or is it heavier than?
So it's 175 grams. The type and weight of disc is regulated by USA Ultimate. They set the standards for the disc, so it's standardized across the country. Nice bid by number 48 there. So what happens, a bid is anytime you try to lay out for the disc, you make a bid on the play for a defensive effort.
So she catches it and her feet are still in the end zone, but the disc is out of the end zone?
So it doesn't matter where the disc is, as long as your feet are in the field of play or your first point of contact is in the field of play, that disc is in.
Oh, okay. So if I leave the ground to catch it, but all of me lands out?
Then you're out.
You're out. Okay.
You have to be, first point of contact has to be in the field
of play. I see. First point of contact with the disc.
Looks like another turnover from Woodside. HB lady hucks it down. And sadly, defender is in position and did not allow the HB player to get that disc. It was good defense.
Okay. So you sort of shield them from moving into position to catch it.
A lot of defense is setting up your body in position to not allow the other players to get to that disc. You want to take the space that's most vital to where the disc is going.
Because you can't collide with the other player.
Exactly. It's inherently a no-contact sport.
Okay, even on defense. Okay.
Even on defense, but generally you're going to have contact whether you're marking a player. Woo, that was a great break.
Nice,
oh, that was
even
fantastic.
I can see that. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, man. That was, weaved it right through. That was fantastic. So what happened was we had the disc on one side of the field, and they were a little bit trapped on the sideline. So Woodside was really forcing them to one side, and then the HP player was able to break the player to the middle of the field and then throw another break to this close side of the field over here to a player in the end zone.
She looked like she was almost unmarked over here. Yeah.
Yep. So what happens is you have a force side and a break side. Generally what happens is when you get down the field as a team, you decide whether you want to force the players to a flick side or a backhand side or a home and away, whatever way you want to call it. So if as a mark, the person, if you have the disc and I'm marking you, I want to force you, let's say, flick. So my job is to make sure you're throwing the disc only on this side of the field, and the rest of my defenders are then on the flick side.
I see.
So
okay.
Between myself marking the person with the disc and then my players downfield, we should technically have 100% of the field covered.
I see. Okay.
So then it's a foot race between players downfield to beat their defender to the force side or the thrower to break me to get across the break side of the field.
Okay. Which way is it easier to throw the disc?
So throwing wise, it's easier to throw to the force side of the field always. In terms of with flicks and backhands, it can be a little tougher for some players, whether they're more developed on the flick side or the backhand side. It's just what you're personally comfortable with.
And you would know that about people that you normally play.
So for me, like we have a lot of video from the Major League Ultimate. So I'll study players like, okay, I know I'm going to mark on these two players for this game. I know that he loves his inside flick or his around backhand or whatever it might be. So I then tend to try to stop that throw more often because I know he loves it, so I'm going to stop it.
Sure. Yeah.
Nice upline cut. So it looks like they're forcing them flick at this point, or the home sideline. But she gets broken around, but the defender is there to take away the disc. Good work by HB. Nice team defense. HB has it, and they're moving up the field.
And you can pass behind or forward, right?
You can throw the disc any way on the field you like.
And the blue lines are the sidelines.
Blue lines right now looks like are the sidelines. Looks like Woodside got a nice little D there. Woodside is now setting up. So you have different kinds of offensive. Right now it looks like Woodside is standing up in a vertical stack. So their players are generally vertically oriented down the field. And then as you cut, you make your cuts vertically down the field to open up that space. Right now it looks like HB is generally set up in a vertical offense as well. A little clustering. Maybe they need to clean that up a little bit, it looks like. Oftentimes, if the rest of your cutters are not communicating well enough, you really need to communicate with each other and say, hey, go down here, set up in a vertical offense, or go down here, set up in a horizontal offense. You have different offenses. You need to communicate with each other to make sure you set up correctly as a team. If not, people could just be running everywhere. It can be a little bit crazy. Chickens with their head cuts off, running around, right? It's really, really important to stay on the same page as a team. Ooh.
So the players are working very hard.
Yes, there is a lot of running in Ultimate. Generally,
to get open downfield.
Yeah, so the players downfield are generally making maybe 10-yard cuts one way, then 30-yard cuts another way to really try to open up the field a little bit. And oftentimes you have simultaneous cuts going on, so there can be up to 4 or 5 players sprinting all at the same time in the same team, plus the defenders guarding them. So you can have anywhere from 8 to 10 people sprinting all at once, and that can happen very often, very quickly. So it can end up being a very, very, very tiring game.
So how do you practice for this game?
Say again, sorry?
How do you practice? When you run practices, what do you do?
So generally for practices, conditioning is obviously very, very important.
Yeah.
So you want to work on your cardiovascular endurance. You also have footwork. Footwork is a big thing. You do ladder work, you'll do shuffling back and forth, a lot of different times, because that lateral motion, you're really using your abductors and adductors to explode out of those movements. It's a lot of lateral sideways movement that's very important in ultimate.
So these players would come to you with that kind of footwork or that kind of skills that they maybe learned it playing lacrosse, or they played field hockey, or they played soccer?
So it depends. Oftentimes, when I was growing up, that's what you had most of. Usually people coming from track, coming from soccer, coming from lacrosse. You have all these different sports, and people coming to play ultimate because they want to change, because they want to try something a little different. And so they already have a lot of those skills. Now, with these folks, you have people just starting with ultimate.
Okay.
You have people just learning these skills right from the bat. And so what you really need is then develop the disc skills. You need to learn how to throw flick and backhand, the two main throws, and then you can develop other throws from there. Oftentimes you'll also hear a hammer. Hammer is that over-the-head throw that you'll see people throw that just gets over the top of defenses, especially in zone, like what you're seeing today a lot of.
Right.
Other drills you'll break down general offenses, maybe certain specific skills, and then you drill that a lot at practice. Whether it's learning how to cut in general, like how to make a good, decisive cut, or maybe you need to reset the disc, maybe because the stall count is getting high. So you have that, and you have to learn how to reset the disc efficiently and effectively. That's not going to leave your players in the lurch.
So we have the pole.
Right? And so the handler is the person with the disc. She just threw it upfield to a downfield cutter.
There are names for positions. The handler,
correct.
yeah.
So you have the handler, which is usually have 2 to 3 handlers in the field at once. Those are the people that are best with the disc. Then you have cutters downfield, which are anywhere 3 or 4 cutters. They will, like I said before, they'll set up in a vertical or a horizontal stack. That's just the way they're oriented on the field.
Okay.
And when you have the disc as a handler, you have to make sure you have a reset option. So right now, number 10, she just turned to look at her dump. Her dump is the person who's the main reset option for the disc.
Okay. And so that's a score, yeah?
Right. So Maddie had the disc, she was the dump for the player before. She cut up line, received the disc as the dump player, and then she had a cutter come across the field for a quick, easy score.
So now the score is
10-3.
10-3 in favor of
10-3 in favor of HB.
HB. So is it usually, are the games usually close? In looking at these teams, have you predicted that one team was stronger than the other?
So knowing a little bit about HB, I would have expected this, yes. I don't know too much about other high schools as well, but when you get to higher club levels or professional levels, generally you can predict what teams are going to do better over others and better understand, basing off of their roster, who's in their team, who their coaches are, what kind of skills they have, and how they're kind of interwoven together. So you can have anywhere from big blowouts, whether it's 13-2, or you can have very close games. And what they get to is called a universe point. And universe point is what happens when the game is tied and the next point wins. So if it's 12-12 or 13-13, then the next point wins. That's called universe point. It can be very close sometimes. It's very intense. It's a fantastic thing to watch and play in.
I'll bet. Does everybody play, or do you have bench sitters?
Depending on the league, you'll definitely have bench sitters. You'll definitely have your top 7, right? Your starting 7. What I mentioned the universe point before. What happens is you might have a universe line. So those are the 7 best players in the team that you want when everything is on the line. So you definitely have starters, sitters, all that kind of thing. Players that are kind of in development. Maybe when you're losing game by a lot, you want to get some players' experience.
There's some contact, but that's okay?
It was, yeah. So inherently a no-contact sport, but you'll definitely have contact on the field. There'll be a lot of bumping and shoving and being there.
A 50-50 ball is 50-50 contact.
Exactly. You will have a lot of 50-50 balls. Nice cut by Maddie. Maddie, the only name I know on the field. And it gets it, and she hucks it downfield. Huck is a big throw down the field. Oh, man. Oh, that was close. Sadly, it was trailing away. Maddie needed to put a little more outside-in bend on it instead of the inside-out bend. When I say those are the different just bends you can put on a disc that will allow the disc to curve in a certain direction.
Huh. I never knew you could throw a disc like that.
You can make the disc do whatever you want.
No, you can. So it's not windy today. That's a good thing.
Yeah, the wind has died down. I was expecting a little more wind today, but it's been pretty calm so far from what I've seen.
But the game will change if there's wind.
Yes. Maddie picks up the disc. She's looking again downfield for a big throw. That was a much better hook and a great reception by her teammate.
A huck is what you call that. Eh?
Yep, a huck, again, big throw down the field to gain a lot of yards on a single throw.
Mm-hmm.
Resets the disc, and she gets it across the field to try and switch the field to be able to better attack both sides of the field. Because if you're on one side, your limit, the space you have to throw in can be very, very limited.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to try to get in the center of the field to give yourself the most options.
So they have intercepted it in, did they call it an end zone?
Yep, so
Okay.
yep, 2 end zones and then the main field of play.
Okay.
Oh,
when it got
looks like it's
intercepted
not
again.
quite in. Yep, got a D, but it's not quite in by HB, and she puts it out, and there we go. We have a score for HB. I think that makes it 11-3. Oh, looks like a soft cap was on, and so that's actually the end of the game.